Is there anything else she wants to tell you before we leave here?
Well, she's telling me that I'm not supposed to be here right now.
You mean seeing her?
Home.
Oh.
She's telling me that my mission's not done.
Mm-hmm.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be telling you guys about my past life regression session that I had yesterday, or whenever you watch this, my session I just had recently. And I don't know words as usual. And also, if you guys hear something down below, it's my dog. He is doing his thing, doing things that dogs do, I guess. But yeah, I'm still feeling, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I feel so different, but yet it's like, since coming back to this frequency, it's so heavy, you know. And now I have a full understanding of what they mean, how the 3D frequency is so dense. And boy, what are you doing? Hey, bud. Are you distracting me? Huh? You're distracting me? Yeah. It was... Nothing's the same how I see things now. You know, it was a lot of clarification on what I've been feeling within and who I am as a person and why I'm here. And also, if you see smoke, I got incense going on to help, help me concentrate. All right, bud, I'm gonna need you to stop. Come on, I'll play with you later. Okay? And honestly, I don't even know where to begin on how I'm really feeling with this. It's like there are no words at all. But anyway, to start it off, this is going to be short. I'm not going to explain everything that happened within the session. If you guys would love to listen to the session, I will link it down below. It's just a 1 hour audio. Hence why I'm not going to explain the whole thing. I'm just going to skip through the most important parts. And just to show you guys who I am spiritually. So I started off in a session as this tribal warrior. You know, I was in the rainforest, standing right by the river, and I could tell I was a warrior because I was, decked out in paint, like warrior paint. I had Native American or I don't know, ancient tribal, clothing on. I was shirtless though. No shoes, no nothing. And what was weird is that I looked up in the sky and it was like day and night was just going by the second. I still say, you guys ever seen those space videos where they fast forward and from night and day you see the stars, the moon and all that? That is what was going on in the sky. And I looked up and I saw a pyramid, an upside down pyramid floating as well. It was orbiting around, but it wasn't going as fast as day and night. And it caught my attention, but yet I was drawn to it. Like, I was meant to be up there. And as I, make my way up there, I'm floating up there, and I noticed that there's civilization up there. And the civilization was like peace. Nature scenery was up there, and let me tell you, when I mean a giant pyramid floating in the sky that's upside down, I ain't talking about what you see in ancient Egypt. It was huge enough to have a whole civilization up there, laying upside down on the flat part, and in the center of there was another pyramid, the size of what you would see in like ancient Egypt or any other ancient culture, but it was solid gold. The pyramid that was floating was like this weird brick color from burgundy red to dark brown to light brown, and it was just a mismatch of patterns on that floating pyramid. But the pyramid that was on top was a gold pyramid. And on the top of that gold pyramid was, I would say clear quartz, but it could have been something else. It was just a clear crystal on the tip of the pyramid. And as I'm landing, walking around the people were celebrating. They were happy. They noticed me landing, but they were excited to see me. Like, yeah, he's here. Come celebrate with us and everything. And music was playing, you know, what you would see in like a ceremonial festival or something. And I'm, I felt nothing but love, nothing but like peace and energy. And oh, a key point too is when I was floating up to that pyramid, I was shedding off that warrior skin. I was feeling lighter. I was being me. And that's I as I soon realized, long story short for that part, is that those people up there, they have ascended. You know, those were the people that have just done what I just did. Not just done, but have done what I just did. Was shed off the ego of the warrior, and they shed off whatever it is that they were. And so I go to the pyramid, the gold pyramid that's up there, and it feels like it's calling my name. And I start to float up towards it. And the tip part, the clear quartz or whatever it is that was up there, started to like radiate this like beam of light all around it. And I started to feel my body, or my light body, vibrate. And I'm looking at the gold pyramid, and the bricks were starting to reform itself. And as it was starting to reform itself, there were words encrypted on to the gold pyramid as it was lighting up. And as the words were lighting up. And at first I didn't understand the language. And I'm not really sure, but I can't remember much after. Like I said, you guys can listen to the audio to get the whole full story here. I'm just giving you guys, but yeah. Anyway, after the bricks reformed itself, you know, I land back down where the people were, and I noticed that I was radiating blue. Like a sky or baby blue color radiant. My aura was blue. Let's just say that. Like this Riolu blue back here. And when I noticed that, and I was looking at my hands, and I was looking at my skin, and I noticed that I was blue. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen Watchmen, but you guys know, if you guys are comic book fans, you guys know with Dr. Manhattan, and that's the exact blue and how I looked on there. And, well, within there. And I noticed that I was towering over people as well. That I was taller, more fit, muscular. And the people that were there were, you know, clapping and, you know, rejoicing and, you know, just surrounding me and like doing some weird stuff. And well, I wouldn't say weird, but the energy was high. You know, to my physical state, it was weird, but there it was like, wow, what is going on here? And so I noticed too that I had on these gold bracelets. It was like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the ancient Egyptians, how they wore like these skirt things or whatever. I had that on. I was shirtless, and I had this like gold plate necklace that had like an emerald in the center of it. And I was, you know, just looking around. I'm like, wow. And then as I looked at the pyramid again, I noticed that, oh, okay, so around the pyramid, there was a moat or whatever, I believe. The person I did a past life regression session told me what it was with, but it was like a river surrounding the castle, like the pyramid. So to give a better description, it was like, you know, the river that surrounds the castle, and you know, you got a bridge or something that would come. But anyway, I started to notice that there was an entrance starting to form in front of the pyramid, and there was a bridge, like nature or something was forming a bridge for me to get into that pyramid by walking instead of floating. And so I go into there, but then flames started to ignite as soon as I walked in, like some Indiana Jones shit. But in the center there was a throne, and then there was 4 paths. The one I just came to, and then 3 others, like a plus sign. So I go into the throne, and I don't know why I say it like that, because I go into the throne. But yeah, so I sit on the throne, and the throne rotates to the right. Now I go into the right, and I am walking there, and I'm feeling this sense of being drawn to it, and I'm going to the exit or the entrance or whatever that is leading me to whatever. Hey bud, stop. And it's a deserted place. I know I wasn't on Earth or wherever, but I knew I was somewhere else because in the sky there was a planet that looked like Saturn, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Saturn. But it was like right there, like it was literally about to crash into the planet. Like it's Saturn is that moon, or I was on the moon or something. And the there was no atmosphere. I wouldn't say there was no atmosphere, but it was little to none atmosphere because you literally could see space. And there was, ancient civilization on this planet, but there was no life. It was just like an apocalypse. It just happened there, deserted buildings and everything. And so I go into the biggest building, and I notice that there's a stair set that leads up in a way. I don't know, because I wouldn't say it wasn't one of those stair sets that like twirl around, but it was so weird. It was like, whatever that is. It was so weird. But at the top of that stair set, there was a door, but the door that had no room, and I was afraid for the sense that I felt this dense energy, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here, but I feel like I have to be here, you know. And so I go up there and I open the door, and it's a void. That's the best way I can explain it. It was a void, and it was just nothing but darkness, emptiness. Like you literally cannot see anything. If I would have walked in there, my light would have disappeared. And I remember Lindsay, the one that was guiding me, was telling me, it was just like, what do you want to do? And I remember feeling this sense that I'm here to restore. The pyramid was telling me that I am this, I don't know how to explain it. You guys have to listen to it. But once I came to that realization that I have the power to restore everything, that fear just instantly went away. And so I got myself together, and I remember walking outside this abandoned building, and I'm looking down, and I noticed that my feet, and this is, I remember feeling this vibration. It was heavy. It's like someone was literally shaking my feet physically. But I remember seeing my feet as I'm walking start to like radiate this blue life. And as each step that I take, I'm looking behind me, and everything was being restored. It was so weird. And that's when I realized too, and I'm just like, as I go forward, my job here is done. My energy will continue with this place and restore it and bring life to it, because plants were starting to form, the buildings that were abandoned were going back to normal. I mean, people or aliens or whatever weren't showing up, but I'm pretty sure that I was recreating, rebirthing, or whatever that area. Hey, stop it, bud. Go take that out. Go take that out. Restoring that area to, he always does this every time I'm doing something. He just wants my attention. Yeah, I see you. I'm talking about you. And I was just restoring the area, and I just felt like I'm done. And then so the pyramid that I came out from, the doors opened, and I went back in, and I sat back in the throne, and then I rotated to the left. I don't know if you guys are seeing this the proper direction, but I rotated to the left, and I went into the door. The exit opened up, and I went into there, and then I'm on this whole other frequency, this whole other planet, and I'm looking around, and the best way I can say is that what I saw was what I felt. I was literally about to cry, and I was like, I did not want to be there at all, because it was so dense for who I am. And for there, the best way I can put it, like, you ever see like homeless folks out there in the street, but it wasn't the fact that they were homeless. It was the fact that this was their lifestyle. And I'm not trying to over exaggerate the homelessness or anything like that, but these were in here were they were used to evil. Let's just say that, you know, rape culture or stealing, anything criminal and stuff. That's what they were used to, and they were sleeping and eating and gathering each other with that. And I'm just like, wow, what? And like I said, I'm not comparing that to homelessness. I'm just saying, like, you ever walk down the street and you see homeless people and you see them laying out. That's how it was in there. So I'm not saying homeless people are evil and stuff like that. Of course not. But just to clarify for the Karens out there. But yeah. And I'm walking around and I'm like, okay, the last place that I healed, I could do it with this one. And I'm walking down the path and I'm seeing the light from my feet trying to spread out. But as it reached the people, it started to turn to like this brown, gooky looking. And I had the sense of they don't want this healing. They like this. And so I wanted to turn around and just leave and say, there's nothing I can do here. And if it wasn't for me seeing this incident of this little alien girl or whatever and this grown alien man, the man was literally like trying to steal something from this girl, and he succeeded, and he pushed her down on the ground and she started crying. And of course no one would help because they're used to that shit. And I go up to the girl, and she was afraid of me, not for the fact of what I looked like, but for the fact she think I was going to do something to her. And I had to tell her, I'm just like, no, I'm not here to do that. And I started to feel rage, anger, and I wanted to attack that man. But I had to realize that I'm above that. I am above the anger. I am above beating him up. You know, I'm above that. I'm here to heal, lead by example. And I noticed that my energy was starting to change the girl. Her physical self was starting to shut off, and she was starting to glow as well as this bright white light. And you can still see her physical body, but she was different. And when I looked up, and I'm in like shock, like, wow. And she looked around and she was looking at herself like, what is this? You know, I feel different. And I told her it's time to heal this planet. And so me and her both, you know, we stood side by side. But the weird thing is, the people seemed like they were ready to heal after they saw that I healed this girl. And the people, they like stood, I don't know how to, you know, what it's called, but they stood side by side next to each other, but they left a whole aisle for us to walk down. And as I was amplifying her, she was amplifying me, and both of our energy was slowly spreading towards the masses and healing the mass. And as I'm looking behind us, what happened to the girl was happening to the people. And the ground around them, their stuff they had on the ground was turning to fruit baskets, a lot of healthy stuff, you know, and the atmosphere was going to blue from red and stuff. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful feeling because that dense energy that was once there is no more. And I told the girl, I was like, my job here is done. You can take it over from here. And she looked at me and nodded with this big old smile. And that gave me clarification that I can fully go. And so I go back into the pyramid and go back into the chair from left side. Then I'm going straight ahead, the only direction I can go. And this is where I get information of who I am. I got to see my mother, and it was, I'm about to cry just talking about this because I've seen her before. Those of you on my YouTube channel, I talk about these tall beings that surrounded me, feeding me information and stuff like that. I wasn't really 100% sure, but one of them was my mother, my universal mother, my soul mother. And I know this sounds so weird. It sounds so weird. I know it does, but I'm telling you, this There's more to this. You most likely you've been here before, or you've been out there before. You've been somewhere else. If you have this feeling of wanting to go home, chances are you are feeling your home within inside of you. Don't deny it. Seek it. And I'm getting passionate about this just because I saw there. I was there, and I did not want to come back. But I go into the final stage, and I'm looking around, and it was, hey bud, take that up. I'm looking around, and it was beautiful. It was nature and technology put together, working as one. They defeated that purpose of two sides of one coin. No, it was no coin at all. It was just oneness. The people there were looking just like my soul self. Tall, blue, some were slim, some were muscular. Healthy hair, smiling, radiating peace. Things were not 3D and physical, but I really don't want to explain it. Things were physical, but it wasn't not. It was just higher frequency. And so I'm walking around, and I get this sense of wanting to see my mother. And I do. And as I'm passing on, I go past this stream. For some reason, throughout this process, I'm seeing a forest and rivers. So as I'm going through the forest and seeing the stream, I see my mother sitting down, meditating, and moving her hands, working with plant medicine. And she had red hair. It was tied up in some weird stuff or whatever. She had this weird, the best way I could put it was a cape, but it wasn't like a Superman cape. It was coming over her shoulders, and there was a hood on the back, the Little Red Riding Hood style stuff, and it was gold on the outlining and white, and it had our language symbols in the center of it. And she was slim, high cheekbones, bigger eyes, and she sensed that I was there, so I walked up and I hugged her. And I started crying. I started crying within her. I could not stop crying. Even after I came back from the session, I was, wow, I felt this sense of joy, of love, of peace. And I did not want to let go, but then she put her hands, as we stopped hugging, she put her hands on my shoulders and was just like, your time is not done yet. You must go back and continue to heal where you are. Heal the people. Do not fail what you came here to do. And when she said that to me, I was like, everything that I've been feeling, growing up, feeling different. Why am I here? Why do I have this sense to heal people? When people tell me, you can't help everyone, that pissed me off. I'm just like, of course you would say that because you're not trying to. I come here since the day I was born. My earth mother, my mother here will tell you that since the day I was born, I've been doing this. And it wasn't until now that I got the clarification of that's why. I've been doing this in my past life, since the beginning of my first life. This is something that I was literally born to do. Life coaching isn't something that I just picked up. No, life coaching was something that was literally put into my life in this lifetime to continue to heal others, to continue to be in this whole, to heal people so they can go into this higher state of consciousness, to heal the planet. Every step I take, everywhere I will leave an impact. And so, long story short on that part is that the session was close to an end. And I came back to, I didn't go back to the warrior state. No, I stayed in my blue natural body. And for those of you that are trying to, wonder what that was, it's called Octarians. Those of you in the spiritual community, or even not, the ones that just study different galactic races and stuff like that, you would know what the Octarians are. But the only thing is that my people had hair. I don't think Octarians have hair. I don't know. So it could not be or whatever. But anyway, like I said, I know this sounds weird, and I don't care because I know my truth now. I feel so different. Like when I woke up, this is how you can tell it was weird. I mean, not, it was weird, but this is how you can tell that it was real. Because when I woke up, and you can ask anyone when they wake up from a past life regression session, you feel heavy. You feel like you just came back into your body. You know, they say that you gotta eat when you come back to this. You gotta take your time. You gotta drink some water. You gotta do something when you come back to this. My legs felt like they had, like someone tied cinder blocks onto them, and I couldn't. They were so like heavy. So as I'm sitting up on the bed, I'm swinging my legs trying to get them to loosen up or whatever, and my head was, not ringing, but it was like some theta wave throbbing and stuff. So, and Lindsay, the one that was doing my session, guiding me through it, she was talking to me to make sure I don't like fall back or anything. And I'm just there like, I'm here, but I'm not. I'm trying to come back, And so, but that answered a lot, So now I don't have to go on in this life wondering and feeling things like, am I going crazy here or what? Because I've been having dreams of this. I feel different from everyone else. I can connect to other people, but people can't really connect with me. So, and it's something. So, I don't know what's going to happen after this. All I know is just nothing but big ups. Because now that I know that my ability is not something I just gathered here in this lifetime, it's something that's been in my soul since day one. Things are about to change in this life coaching and this healing for this planet. Coming from me. I ain't playing around. So that's my story of my past life regression session. If you guys would like to listen to it, I will somehow link it down below. Or, just message me or whatever, And I will somehow get that to you if you would like to listen. And with that being said, if you would love to be coached, follow my Instagram at EarthwalkerX. I will be posting a lot of things, impactful, inspirational things. Or go on my website, which will be linked down below, and schedule a coaching, one-on-one coaching session, a breathwork session to help you breathe and be in balance. And yeah. That's it, guys. But as you can tell, man, it's just, I'm still trying to figure out how to get back into this world. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time. Peace.